Now, ignoring paints and outliners, which we've got separate videos for, I thought it'd be a good idea just to zoom through some of the other equipment we use in glass painting. From the very simple masking tape, blue tack, very useful for holding your work down. And going along with that, I have a clear piece of thick film. You can use perspex, you can even use glass. Often I'll put my work on that. If it's a piece of acetate or something, tape it to it, keeps it nice, steady, flat whilst you're working on it. Along with that, also keep handy a nice craft knife, useful for cutting things, cutting out outline mistakes, etc., etc. So always have a good craft knife. Keep some bottles around for mixing paints. You'll often want to mix a different colour or make it lighter, etc. Good bottle is always useful. Be careful what sort of bottles you use, especially the solvent-based paints can actually react with some plastics, so do be careful which plastic type of bottle you use, or use glass bottles. Here we have thinners, always useful. Paint does tend to thicken up over time, so keep some thinners around is also good for cleaning your brushes. Along with that, I haven't got a pot here, also keep plenty of clear paint around. Clear paint is used for lightning colours, not white paint. Right, paintbrushes. Now, you may have noticed that I often use a solid paintbrush. They're great for the flood fill technique and very easy to clean. You just wipe them clean. If you're working on a curved surface, you'll want a normal bristle paintbrush. Bit harder to get clean, so you will need to change them fairly often. Doesn't matter what sort you use, just make sure it's a reasonable quality so you're not getting bristles come out in your work. But whenever possible, I suggest using a solid paintbrush. They are so much easier to work with. Now, many of you will have noticed I've lately started using a lightbox, light board for my work. Sorry if that's made the colour go strange. It is so much easier to see any gaps in your work when you're working over a lightbox. Particularly useful maybe if your eyesight isn't quite as good as it used to be. Naming no names. So there's a lightbox, and to show you how it sort of works, let's take the backing off for a while. Now this is a colour chart. I made the colour chart myself. As you can see, I've labelled it. So light blue, deep blue, and that's the deep blue lightened, lemon, orange, etc. It's just a quick reference for me whilst I'm working. Have got others. I've expanded this colour range. Sometimes it's quite easy to get the blues mixed up or not quite sure what shade certain colours are. So make yourself up a colour chart like this and it'll make your work go that much easier. I will just mention this greaseproof paper. I use it for making up little piping bags. I prefer to pipe out of those than use a bottle or a tube. So whenever possible, I pipe out of a piping bag made from greaseproof paper. You don't need all of that equipment, but each item I've mentioned will make your glass painting just that little bit easier.